Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Okay, my name is Elsa Mayori Harahap. Okay, our topic today is learning motivation and student achievement. Education is very important for humans. So the education throughout the world will increasingly flourish. However, it faced with the activities within the learning process. Not a few students who have less motivation in learning activities. This results in a very maximal learning process and in turn will affect student achievement. This study focused to discuss methods relating to the motivation to learn and student achievement, with the aim of training the importance of motivation in the learning process so that a clear relationship with student achievement. The method uses descriptive analysis and simple correlation to the 97 students taking to the course Introduction to Microeconomics and Indonesian. The conclusion from this research is the student have a good record if it has a well and motivate as well. And this study concludes there is difference between learning motivation and achievement of students on two different courses. Increased development within a country is an indicator of development and progress within the field of science and education by Mayori 2015. This indicates an important role for the development of science and technology to the development within a country. The country currently needs to be diverse on achievements produced by the process of learning activities at academic institutions. Because some countries have a fear that the process of learning and the demands of school will end with achievement results unsatisfactory. Accordingly, student achievement in formal academic institutions can be observed from the rank actualization in student learning activities. John Hamilton and A.K.K. 2013, Levchuk and Zupanicki 2008. Indicators of learning achievement can be seen standard values set by each institution and on changes in the level of achievement of a student from year to year in all academic subjects in tests and assessments. Firmander, Gavin and Mitch Koch 2014. Li Liu, Amo and Wong 2013. Chester, Caldarella, Hallam and Brown 2013. Swanson, Valienti, Lemery, Calfant and Caitlin O'Brien 2011. Additionally, students' achievement can describe the level of achievement of students in terms of knowledge, skills, and experience of learning formulated by learning objectives for the school curriculum. Levchuk and Zupanicki 2008 and Namath and Long 2012. The test results were followed by student reflects the extent to which students can achieve learning goals in each subject in educational institution. Thus, increasing student achievement illustrates the quality of education is getting better. Theory that will be used in this research is the theory of learning outcomes expressed by Gagne. God states that learning is a set of cognitive processes that change the nature of environment, stimulation, passing information processing, and become the new capability. God's theory shows that learning is influenced by three main components, namely external condition, internal, and learning outcomes. Mugiono 2009. This study examines the relationships between the motivational factors of student learning and academic achievements gained by the student. Contribution of student achievement is supported by the motivation of students in schools. Students' motivation to use the theory of convergence of the development within the individual is determined by factors originating from within and factors that come from outside oneself. Motivation is an internal process that is one of the main factors that determines the success rates of students' learning. Motivation is important in determining how many students will be learning from a learning activity or how much to absorb the information present to material, so the students will absorb the material better. Thus, motivation levels are determined by level meaningfulness of teaching materials and learning activities which are owned by the student concerned. Candra 2008. Okay, next, learning motivation. Theoretically, that motivation to learn it is something that drives it, moves it, and engages students in learning. And Dangstri Asuti 2010. Motivation can be defined as a process where a goal-directed activity was investigated and sustained consisting of inherent motivation. The motivation that comes from within a person, and extrinsic motivation. Motivation that arises because of the encouragement from the outside. Inherent motivation is a motivation that comes from within the individual itself, while extrinsic motivation is a motivation that emerges from outside the individual and often involves the appreciation of others. Omar Jint and Nordin 2013. Likewise, when a person's behavior is triggered internally by someone for his own benefit or curiosity emergent of itself, it's called intrinsic motivation. In contrast, extrinsic motivation is when an individual is affected action of external factors that exist outside it, such as awards, punishment, or social pressures. Orange, Morin, and Waterman 2015. While student achievement, it theoretically is meant by achievement are often called learning outcomes, is the capability of a person caused by the stimulus coming from the external environment and cognitive processes performed by the students. Gauge in this case believed that learning is influenced by factors in students and factors outside the student itself, where two interact. Besides, learning consists of three main components, namely surface conditions, that stimulus from the environment where he is in the process of learning, the interior condition that describes the interior state of the students themselves, and the consequence process of students, as well as learning outcomes that describe verbal information possessed by students. Intellectual skills, motoric skills, attitudes, and conscious fitness students. Internal conditions will interact with the surface condition during the process of learning and the interaction. It will be called the learning outcomes. Shaiful 2012. Okay, next, relations to learning motivation and student achievement. If you see the result from the correlation calculation above, it can be said that the motivation to learn is good to have a beneficial relationship to student achievement, especially students who are in the environment Sukhabumi. The study reinforces previous studies that revealed that there is a significant relationship between learning motivation on student achievement. Daniko 2012, Siska Eko Mawarsi 2013. And there is a significant beneficial effect between family environment, school environment, learning discipline, as well as the motivation to study the learning achievement. Amina 2014. Okay, last conclusions. This study describes of learning motivation students, student achievements, and also the relationship between the two. This study concludes that the learning motivation of students on two subjects that use as a reference the course Introduction to Microeconomics and in subject Indonesian. In the course Introduction to Microeconomics, majority of students must into class have excellent motivation and excellent as are the subjects Indonesian. Motivation students classified as well and radically excellent. Although there is a difference in value and radically small number to the variable motivation to learn. Further, to student achievement, from research conducted at the respondents, it was found that the value of learning achievements in the two subjects has a tendency to treasure good and quite a viewer classify as very well. Therefore, it is important that students get the facility in order to generate motivation to learn to be better. From the research showed that the simple correlation test result showed that the motivation to learn in the course Introduction to Microeconomics has a relationship with the higher than with the calculated correlation test on subjects Indonesian. This is an addition because the motivation is built and developed in the lecture. The competence of lectures, students' interests, learning environments also have a close relationship in maximizing student achievement. Okay, thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.